Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Oh, it is so good to be back with you again in another session of our Fresh Start. And for some reason, my camera wants to look like it's kind of lopsided here. Oh, okay. Now, I anybody been with me, y'all know I can't stand crazy. But I'm glad to be back with you. And I hope that our session yesterday brought you into a deeper understanding of your fresh start in the terms of your inner inner circle. I'm Shauna Grace, and I am a certified life coach, and I'm here to welcome you to your fresh start. Excuse me. It's morning here for me, 5:11. And I don't know what time zone you're in, but whatever it is, I'm glad that you're taking time for us to spend our session together. We have been talking about the inner circle and being more discerning, watching more closely, not critiquing, but watching more closely to uh, what is going on around you. Okay. And I this is a faith based uh, session. I coach with the holy writings. No, this is not Bible study. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. This is not Bible study. What this is time for us to reflect on how those holy writings help us to live that abundant, rich life that daddy, whom you may call God, Most High, Creator, Heavenly Father, the list goes on, Jehovah, I call him daddy. And that's who he is for me. And he wanted us to have such a rich life. And so he left instructions and directions that we may. And we've been talking about uh, taking inventory, looking around, paying attention to what we may say is just ordinary, but are you listening to what is not being said? And once you really discover what's not being said, are you ready for that change? Because you're going to have to make change. I don't care who it is. I don't care how long y'all have been BFFs. If you're becoming more of who you are is making them uncomfortable to the point that they've become trifling, they're a little nice nasty with their mouth, then you have to make change because you have to protect your fresh start. You have to protect it. You cannot just because of who it is. Oh my. I'm trying to put some lotion on. I put some on, didn't I, y'all? Mm. You have to protect your fresh start. And that's what I come to you for these sessions to discuss different areas because you got to protect. You got to protect your fresh start. It's yours, it's nobody else's. And we've talked about depending on somebody else to keep your fresh start when it's your responsibility. I hope you have your uh, mug. Now, as you know, mine says every day is a fresh start. Every day, my hands are slippery now. Your mug may not say that, but I hope you have your favorite beverage and we can enjoy this time together. In yesterday, we left off talking about your inner circle. And we brought up Matthew 16:13 through 16, where Jesus asked the question, what's the word out there on the street? I'm going to put it in our language, okay? Don't go to the Bible looking for this because that's not in there like that. The way it's in there is, who do men say that I am? But putting it in our language, what's the word out on the street about me? What are they saying? And then he asked another question. He came to those who he come home with every evening, or should I say retire every evening, because it didn't never say where they went to retire, because Jesus, his time down here, excuse me, once he started ministry, that changed. Okay. And he couldn't take 12 folk to his mom and daddy house. So I don't know where they retired at. I'm not sure about that one. But what I am sure about is he had an inner circle of 12. And in that inner circle, he had an inner circle, which was 3, Peter, James, and John. But when he asked the question, who do you say I am? He was checking to see, did the folks he hang out with see him like he saw him, If I can talk this morning. he was trying to see, did they see him like he saw him? And when he asked that question to his inner circle, his inner circle immediately spoke up. Peter said, oh, I know who you are. You're the Christ, Son of the living God. And Jesus knew that his inner circle saw him the way he saw himself. And that's what I have been trying to drive home. You got to make sure that people you're going to spend your time with, and people that you're going to, your BFFs, and you going through life with, and y'all going to have each other's back, and all this kind of thing. You must make sure. You got to make sure that they see you like you see you. The changes that you're making, the newer version that's coming, that's coming on the scene now. The newer version that's coming on the scene now. Okay? The newer version that's coming on the scene now is being seen by your inner circle. Now, if your inner circle don't say anything, that's one thing. But if your inner circle don't see you like you see you, that should send up a red flag. Not that they don't love you, not that they don't like you, not that you don't love them, and not that you don't like them, but that they are not seeing who you are now. They still want you to be who you were. They still want you to serve them. And now that you have awakened, now that you are more in tune with how others embrace you outside of how you embrace yourself, you are seeing that some of your inner circle is not growing with you, not coming on up. I've had situations in my life where I had to come to grips with, okay, this right here ain't happening. This right here is not happening. It's not happening. Because what's happening is that you're growing and you can't stop the growth because somebody doesn't like how you're growing. And you got to ask yourself a question. Are you ready for that change? I mean, here's a BFF or a couple of BFFs. Y'all grew up in the same neighborhood together. That's how you got bonded. You went to school together. You hung out together. You've shared all your life's memorable moments together. But now that you are, the newer you is on board, is on deck. These same folks, as long as you stayed the same, as long as you didn't grow, as long as you served them, you were there for their pleasure. Y'all got along just fine. But now you have a new now you have a new perspective of yourself. And you're growing into that new version. Even the 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Okay? So that newness, excuse me, is coming out in you now seeing yourself, celebrating yourself, loving on yourself, and it's giving you a new mindset. It's giving you a new mindset. It's giving you a new mindset. Okay? And in giving you that new mindset, you have to understand. In it giving you a new mindset, you have to understand that everybody who came with you may now not be able to go with you. And most of the time when things like this happen, we're sitting there, well, what's wrong? Why they doing this? Why they acting like this? Why they treat me like this? What's going on? You know, we're spending our time questioning why. You don't have time to question why. I'm gonna just go and tell you so you'll know. One of two reasons it's going the way it's going. Either they're jealous that you have the backbone to make these adjustments and they don't about yourself and they don't have it for themselves. Excuse me. Or two, B. That was A. This is B. That was one. This is two, whichever way you want to look at it. They don't know how to embrace who you are now. And instead of coming and sitting down and talking to you and saying, hey, what's going on? There's something different about you. What's happening? Instead of them doing that, they kind of back off. And you're sitting here, dang, what's going on? What's this I'm feeling? You're not saying anything, but you're feeling this uneasiness. You're looking at, okay, what's going on? Okay. Now, with that said, With that said, are you ready for the change that may have to take place? Because you can't keep spending your time with your BFFs wondering why they treating you the way they're treating you. Because this is your inner circle. Why all of a sudden the air is different? You can't. You can't do that. You cannot do that. What you can do, what you can do is keep yourself a priority. You remember we talked last week about we're not in the land of option, we're not in the land of convenience, we're not in the land of devalue, and we're not in the land of bare minimum. We don't live in any of those lands anymore. None of those lands do we identify with anymore. We live in the land now of priority. And you living in that land may not house those that were with you when you were in those four lands. Are you ready for that? And if you're already in it, how are you handling it? Are you okay? How are you handling that? It's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's a pill. It is a pill. And you have to understand in that pill, in that pill is your consistency. In that pill is your consistency. I'm going to say it one more time. In that pill is your consistency. You have to be more concerned about staying focused on the new that you are now walking in, your fresh start, than what connections you have with those who might can't be in your fresh start. Are you ready to have to find new friends, connect with new people who see you when they talk? You hear out of their mouth what you know is happening in your spirit. And let me help you with this. You may wind up backing up, okay? You may wind up backing up because you may wind up backing up because who the new people are doesn't feel like your old inner circle. But that's what your old inner circle is going through. Some of them. This new you don't feel right for them. They can't say little snide remarks and you just laugh and brush it off. Okay? They can't do jokes now and say, "Oh, girl, I was just kidding," and you not catch the undertone. They can't treat you any kind of way and you be like, "Oh, girl, don't worry about it. You know we tight." That doesn't work anymore. So are you ready for the change? And to make those, you got to make those changes. I had to make those changes. I even had, I share this with you because I tell you, I share some of my uh personals with you to let you know I'm on the journey too. This that I'm talking about your fresh start is not a one-time thing. This is a continuation of your life. And just today is Wednesday. Just Monday. Now, I've been trying to talk to this person because they're doing something that I don't appreciate. They're doing something that I don't appreciate. And I've gone to them to try to talk to them, and they don't want to talk about it, and all this kind of thing. And Monday, they happened to say to me, "We got to go to breakfast." And when I heard that, I'm thinking, how am I going to answer this? I turned around and I said, "I love you too." And I got in my car. They're not understanding why I'm not up for. As soon as they mention something, I'm like, cool, just let me know. Uh-uh. Because you have shown me that you don't value what we have enough to sit down and let me share with you what is bothering me, or the elephant in the room, in my opinion. Because they are a type of person that they want to tell you what's wrong with you, but nobody's going to tell them what's wrong with them because there's nothing wrong with them. They're fine. See, I don't want to go and eat and ha ha and hee hee like everything is all right when it's not. That was the old me. Who I am now? No, here's what's going on. We're going to sit down and talk, or we're not going to do too much until we do. You're not going to sweep it under the rug. You're not going, I'm not, no more performances. None. This is what's wrong. Either we're going to handle it, or maybe our time together is up. Simple as that. And I'm not doing it. The old me would have said, "Oh yeah, simply because it was breakfast, it was a time to sit down and eat." Blah blah blah. Okay. Mm-mm. Bare minimum. You don't get to break, as they would say in the Christian world. You don't get to break bread with me, and you cannot honor me enough to sit down and say, "Okay, what's up?" That's for me. Now that might not work with you. You see what I'm saying? That might not work with you, and that's fine. But if you're going to keep your fresh start, if you're going to live in the land of priority, you're going to have to. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to. Okay? You're going to have to. Because if you don't, your fresh start is going to get stale. And then you're going to be miserable because you're going to realize that you didn't keep your fresh start. And what was fresh is now old and stale or overripe, whatever you want to call it. And it's stinking. Stuff that gets stale starts having a stink to it. You get me? So what I'm saying to you is this. You need to make sure that you're keeping your fresh start and that you are doing what you need to do. Okay? And when in doing that, change. I have a sign on my I don't want to, I was trying to go see if I could peel it off, but I don't think it's been up there so long, been not because it's not acting right for me to get it off. But here's what it says: nothing changes if nothing changes. Now just let that sit there. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Excuse me. See, a lot of time we want things to change. We want people to see us the way we see ourselves, but our behavior does not carry them in that direction to see us the way we see ourselves, the new us now. You hear folks say, girl, it's a new me, it's a new day, but their behavior is still in the old day. You get what I'm saying? And what you have to do is understand. What you have to do is understand that nothing changes if nothing changes. Now, do you want to live your whole entire life? You can't, and this is what I live by. You can't do nothing about where you been. Your past, you can't do a thing about it. You can't go back there and change nothing. You can't go back and relive that moment. Nothing. All of that is over. But you can do something about where you're going. And if nothing changes, then nothing changes. So now your present and your upcoming future is looking like your past. Now you're miserable, you're upset, you're snappy, you're angry, you're miserable, you're bitter, and you're not realizing it's your fault. Sean, agree, it's your fault. You started the process of change, but because you couldn't deal with losing your lifelong buddy that you've had up until this present time, you couldn't deal with not being included in events that you all have been going to, and now they don't want to hang around you, so you go back to being who you were so you can still be in the clique. But is that fair to yourself? Is that fair to yourself for you to do that? Is that fair to yourself? I don't think it is. And I think you need to remember you're in the land of priority now. The 1%, you're up there now. And you cannot allow yourself to go back to the 99% tile. Well, whatever, just as long as I'm included. The 1% is exclusive. The land of priority is exclusive. You are an exclusive being. And you need to remember that. Listen, we're going to finish this tomorrow. We're going to talk about that exclusiveness because I want you to get comfortable with being in the 1% who's in the land of priority. Join me tomorrow. Have a good day. And as you go on in your day, I want you to think about I can't do this to myself. I can't want that bad that I forfeit who I am blossoming to be. I must keep my fresh start because it is exclusive. Join me tomorrow.